So I'm making my spring wreath, and I thought I would share with you how I'm going to make the bow for the wreath. I just have a burlap ribbon that has a green chevron pattern to it, and this is a 5-yard roll by 2.5 inches wide from Hobby Lobby. This was $5.99. So I cut 3 pieces of ribbon the same length. You make yours as long as you need for your size wreath. These here are 22 inches long. And then I just have some white thread, and you're of course going to need a pair of scissors. And I'm going to thread my needle. I like to hand sew all my bows. Alright, and so what I do to thread my needle is I make it twice as thick. So I take the ends, I put the ends together, and then I twist it to make a knot at the bottom. So that makes your thread twice as thick, and then also the end won't come back through your needle whenever you're sewing. So I'm just going to start with one of the pieces of ribbon. I'm going to bring the tails together, find the middle of the loop. So here's the ends we put together, and then stretch it out to find the center of the top of the loop. And you're just going to bring your fingers together like this. And now when you hold it, you have 2 loops, one on each side. And now I'm going to make my crease in the center. So I put my thumb in the middle and I push down so my edges come up, and then I fold those edges back down. And this is just a simple bow tie bow, and now you should have 2 mountains on the top and a valley in the middle. So you're going to loop it a couple times, turn it on the back, and you're going to knot it to secure your ribbon. I usually put a couple little knot loops in like that. Let's do 3 just to be safe. Alright, and then you cut your needle off. Alright, so now you're going to do that same thing to all 3 of your ribbon lengths. So now that we have all 3 of our bows made, we're going to work on the tail. So I cut another length of burlap. This is your preference, however long you want this tail. I bet this is probably about 24 inches long, and we're going to make the center of this the same way that we did our bows. So you just want to find the center of your ribbon, fold it in half, and find the middle of your burlap, and then crease it down so your edges come up, and fold the edges back down. So now we have the same crease that we do for those bows. And same thing, take your needle and thread and wrap it around a couple times and tie it off in the back. And cut your needle off. Okay, so now we have the center of our ribbon ready, and now we're going to, I like the dovetail look on my bows. So to do the dovetail, you just fold an end in half so that your edges come together this way, and your edges are on this side and the fold is on this side, and you take your scissors and you're going to cut up towards the edges of your ribbon. So when you open it, you have a perfect dovetail that's equal on both sides. So to do that, again, you take the edges of your ribbon and you fold them together. So your edges are over here and your fold is right here, and you're going to cut up from the fold to the point of the edge of the ribbon, like this. And now you have the ends of your tail for your bow ready to go. Okay, so now we're going to put our bow together. We're going to start with the tail. Take your thread, your needle that's threaded, and you're gonna run it up through the center of the tail first, and then through the loops of your bow. Each one, you're gonna stack them on. And once you get all those on, you're going to grab the centers, stack them together so they're nice and neat looking, and then pull your thread tight. Not too tight, you don't want to break your thread. And then you're going to gently wrap all of these together and then tie it off in the back. So here's our bow. It's pretty well put together. However, you have this not so pretty looking center. So I'm gonna take the same burlap ribbon, and I'm gonna cover the centers. So I'm adding some hot glue to the center here. And lay down your ribbon and let that dry a little bit. And now we're gonna flip our bow over and pull your ribbon up through the bottom, and I'm gonna snip it off the roll because I'm still attached to the roll right now. So I'm gonna snip this off. Get rid of that. And then I'm going to add some glue to the back here. And that'll hold this ribbon center. And now we're going to pull this top down. Put some glue on. Pull this top down, hold it tight and let it dry. And then you're going to cut this extra end piece off. Alright, so this is our finished bow. I'm going to tuck these in because it's a little bit too thick in the middle for me. Alright. And there is our finished wreath bow. Just kind of adjust your loops. And there we go. There is a finished wreath bow. I'm going to add this onto my spring wreath. If you'd like to see what that looks like and how to make the spring wreath that goes with this, make sure you stay tuned for tomorrow's DIY, and I'll show you how I do that. If this video inspired you, give it a thumbs up. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.